right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. The State of the Nation discussion starts right now. I'd like to hear your views at Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya. Use the hashtag Daybreak. My guests are with me, Honorable Samuel Pogisio. He's the former Senate Majority Leader. Thank you for making time.
Thank you.
Honorable Beatrice Elachi is here, Member of Parliament for Dagoretti North. Thank you very much for making time. And Honorable Dan Manzo, Senator for Makueni, is also joining us. Thank you very much for making time. We're still waiting for Honorable Professor Tom Ojienda, Senator for Kisumu. As soon as he comes in, we'll drop him into discussion. But let's start off with the dailies. There's a lot going on there. Let's start off with the first one that was even a subject of discussion in Parliament. Police boss details how MP staged his own abduction. Controversy on the reported abduction of Juja MP George Koimburi deepened after Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja recounted how the lawmaker allegedly stage-managed his kidnapping. It also emerged MPs were denied access to their colleague at a city hospital. And Elachi, I'll start with you on this. Are you buying this argument from the security forces that there's a possibility that one of your colleagues abducted himself?
You know, the most unfortunate thing, before I even say that, is that indeed, if that can be, then it will be the most saddest thing in our country. Because, but you know, the problem of all of us politicians, and I'm sorry to say, is the drama sometimes we do things. Not because of being abducted, no. In how we do our things in our politics can put you into a very awkward situation that even now when things are happening wrongly, it brings a mistrust because you are used to do things the wrong way. And now when things are worse, people are wondering whether it is still the drama. Because for me, okay, I don't know whether it's true or not true. I am told during campaigns, Mheshimiwa he would go in a crowd when he realizes the crowd can become rowdy. His guys will just walk in and put pingos on him, and he's removed and taken. Whether it's true or not true, it's the most absurd thing you can do when you're campaigning or not campaigning, or, I mean, so you imagine you have to look at your steps. The other thing I am told is that there's a case at the DPP that had now gone through of land. So I am trying to weigh the two, and for me I would wish to read the report and wait for the last report of the police without saying much. But I am just the issue of land, whether it's true, not true, and it's at the DPP, I hope it is not the cause of, again, all this. I'm just hoping that we can get the truth. You see, that's what I was saying, when you do all these things, it becomes very difficult for someone to understand your story and stand firm. But I think the police should now get us the real story. I have said, and I want to repeat, in Kenya, we refuse ourselves just to do the right thing because we have the best surveillance. We have very good ways of getting anything we want in this country that is going wrong. And we see. It's just that we compromise. We decide, no, this time we are not dealing with. But if we want to deal with, you will get to understand at what spot it started, how the abduction started, how it went, the same way.
So it's simply that the security services are refusing to explain to people, because then at the height of abductions during the Gen Z protests, the police kept saying, we don't know who's doing this abduction. Well, somehow for Koimburi, they now know that he abducted himself. No, it's not about somehow with Koimburi. You know, it's good to just say, okay, I am also a security person. So, by the way, that is my field of work. We work in very interesting ways. And in the security sector, words are very different. Words are very different. And do you know, if a security person comes to you and looks at you like this and tells you something, his instincts are right. Uziruke, it's only that we refuse. But he will just leave you, but his instincts are always right. That I know. You.
But I'll just keep quiet and I'll look at you and move.
So you're simply refusing to act?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because for me, one of the things I have come, I would wish us to do, and also both sides. This is not about the security. You also need to tell your story properly. You see, you cannot go and do business with people who are bad people and expect you will not find yourself in bad things. But because we will play games at that time, we want to play here, and then us politicians will come and cover you and say, hey, you know this one? But when I look at you, the things you do, where you get your resources, your survival is very vulnerable.
Okay.
Because of the people you hang around. You hang around with.
Okay. Honorable Pogisi, what do you make of this standoff between the security services and an honorable member of parliament? Who is fooling who here?
Well, thank you, Trevor. And first of all, I think it's there are two assumptions that you make. One is that if the DPP, not DPP, but the DCI boss, the top one, and the police boss, the very top one, come out to address the media on the subject matter, your assumption is that they know exactly what they're saying and that they are right. You must assume that. Otherwise, then, if we doubt those guys, then our whole system of security is thrown to the dogs. But secondly, you assume, the other assumption is that a member of parliament is a honorable member. That's the assumption given. And it's there in parliament. You don't cast doubts, you don't cast aspersions on fellow member. Those are some of the rules that we have in the House. But so those two assumptions cannot guide us at the moment, because it has so happened that sometimes we have lost the name honor or honorable because of the things that happen. But let me just come to the matter. I would not be in a rush if I were a member of parliament to conclude that this guy or this member abducted himself. As a member of parliament, I would not be in a rush. And that's what I saw yesterday. I saw members of parliament making that rush and actually condemning the person that he abducted himself. I mean, let me tell you, if that is true, and I want to support Beatrice here, if it is true that he really found out conclusively that he really abducted himself, that guy should go to Hollywood straight away. I mean, that is the best stunt you can make for yourself. And I believe that if he is not hurting, this is what I'm saying, if he's not hurting and he's in a hospital bed, then we have to extend this assumption that if somebody is lying in a hospital bed, he's actually sick. Okay? That means if he abducted himself, he actually beat up himself very badly. And it's therefore a very amazing thing. Because now, like I said, we don't want to doubt our security forces.
So, but who do we believe here at the same time? Those same security forces.
We want to set up the stage for you to believe or not to believe.
But the same security forces have told us before that they don't know who's abducting Kenyans. But now somehow, this one they know.
That's why I'm bringing the point home. That it's now, you have now to link this thing to the doctors. Now you're introducing another perspective, another aspect. Now you have to tell us whom the doctors are treating. What sickness are our doctors treating when they admit somebody there? You see, are we going to doubt our doctors as well? Are we going to start doubting our hospitals as well? Because now the ecosystem around this thing is no longer just the police and parliament. Now there's a hospital involved, there are doctors involved, and then of course there are politicians involved, which is the fourth one. Because now politicians have gone to see this gentleman, this member, they've come out and said he's sick, he's dying. So whom do you believe in all this? My fear, and I want to say this, at least where I can stand, is that it was wrong to discuss the member in parliament and to cast aspersion on a member in parliament while he's still in hospital and while still there's no conclusive report on the abduction.
Okay. Manzo?
Yes, at least I visited the member in hospital. I could not believe the activities which happened on him since Friday.
You saw him in hospital?
Yeah, I saw him in hospital. And
was he able to talk?
In fact, when I went to see him in hospital, he could not talk at all. And as I was being briefed by the family what happened, one of the nurses took a photograph, of those machines which monitor the person. And quickly a doctor came in, and we had to be evacuated because there was a developing situation. So to my own observation, the man was in a lot of pain. He could not utter a word. And at that particular moment, before I left the room, there was an emergency which the doctor now needed to attend to, because the machines were showing that something had gone very wrong. So first of all, it is wrong to debate a member without a substantive motion, and then also without the member having a right to explain themselves. I had an opportunity with Honorable Koimburi because previously he had some matter in Kiambu law courts. And every time we went to Kiambu, there would be, you are released on bond. It happens once in a while. And as soon as you walk out of court, you are arrested again.
Yeah.
And for 3 times, some fellows tried to snatch him away from court. And then finally, these activities. And then what happened on Friday, at least from what I got from the family, that time he disappeared, and then his driver was left in the car. He was put in a boot and driven to the DCI headquarters. And that car, a Toyota Prado Land Cruiser, is still at DCI, but was driven there by DCI officers. Then the Sunday activities, and then be found in the farm. And actually, that morning I rang the wife, and she was in an ambulance, and she sounded very frantic. And so I told them, which hospital are you going to? They said, and I said then, I will visit you people later once the doctor stabilizes his situation. And that's what I did that day.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot in this. Yeah. And this is not the first time abductions are being denied. We did the court cases of the Gen Zs. And when we went to court, there was a video we presented of the abduction of the famous journalist. The old man, and then he's taken to Karen police station where he escapes to, and then uniformed police officers bundle him into a pro box, which had, unidentified people. They helped the abductors to take him away. While somewhere on Langata Road, they say, no, you are the wrong man. He's dropped. And they say they were looking for another young man with similar names in Ithaca. And you see, abductions were denied.
Yeah.
So to me...
but who do we trust? Because the DCI are saying, you say you went to the hospital and you saw him under critical circumstances, and you even told to step out because the doctor was attending to him.
Yes,
but
that was
an
emergency.
Boss says he was there to enjoy 5-course meals. So who do we trust?
I wish the DCI team could visit. And it is the same thing they said about the Honorable Gachagua. When Gachagua went to hospital, he was actually very sick. And the people said he was pretending to run away from Senate proceedings. He had a very bad emergency situation. And I think also the medical reports, it's only that they are private and somebody has to agree for them to be made public. And I think these cases, they should be. I think Dr. Gekonyo and his team are very serious people. Because when you start making statements like this, and it happens that the person is actually very sick, then I think Dr. Gekonyo's hospital should sue the IG and the director of CID, and the Attorney General and the government for spoiling the name of their hospital, because I believe the situation they're handling is very serious. But finally on this, I think now that the government has denied, I think it's a high time now the public, using the community policy agreement or policy, that we actually now prepare to arrest abductors wherever we find them, because they do exist. It's not that they may not necessarily be police. Yeah. They're even known. And we can even identify them in one and their style. And I think the public should make an arrest one of these days.
Okay.
You see, nothing defeats the people.
Yeah.
No matter how many guns you have. I am sure somebody who is trying to attempt to abduct people with those Subarus should be blocked in some highway, an arrest made and presented to Mr. Kanja and the director DCI, so that now we can tell them these are your people.
Okay.
Tell us who they are,
right.
or let them be identified in one way. And now, let me conclude on this. The young people had been abducted and some are still missing up to today. And some were found dead. And quite a number at the city mortuary, and many of them are at Kenyatta National Hospital, still going through treatment. I think it's a high time that matter. Most of them indicated at some points they were in military, institutions, and most probably the other person you could suspect is the NSIS. Okay. So those two, are not under police command. And therefore, we must make public arrest of any military person abducting people or any NSIS person abducting people, and we prosecute them.
All right. I'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back now, we talk about the prayers breakfast. You see, it still is also on the front page of the Daily Nation. Ruto's plea for truce. President William Ruto reaches out to Gen Zs with half-hearted apology, plus their reaction as well. We'll talk about that shortly. Keep your views coming at Trevor Media at Citizen TV Kenya. Use the hashtag Daybreak. See you in a bit.